dysfunctional vet. This is a unit which is designed to monitor if somebody's coming down a driveway, and it is full of water. It's been in service for about 2 years. We're going to disassemble this and find out what the problem is. I'll be taking these screws out and then I'll click back in when I open it up. Having removed the 8 bolts, I now lift this off. We can see the water in here. We can see some rust around these screws. We can see the small sensor here that works, and water on the battery as well. So I'm going to dump this water out. I'm going to clean all this up, and then we're going to see what we have. And I'll break the parts down for you at that time. We have rust here, a lot of rust there. I'm going to clean all this out. I'm going to probably remove these 5 screws, take this panel off and inspect the other side, clean it up. Once I'm sure that everything inside here is clean, then I'll put this back together, and I'm going to seal this with a black tape, a very sticky black tape which will seal this. I'm also going to put 2 very small weep holes in this, which will allow any moisture that forms to drip out, plus allow this to breathe a little bit, so that hopefully the moisture won't be able to be trapped inside like it is. I just checked the panel, which is on this unit right here, and the panel was producing 6 volts. I need to also pull the battery in just a moment and check what its battery output is. But while I was messing with it, I could hear the alarm setting or firing off away, so I think it's doing okay. Let me pull these screws out and then we'll look at that other side. Alright, what we have now is we've taken a paper towel and we've cleaned these. We've got to clean these nuts down here, these screws. Put the battery back in, reassemble all this, and then reassemble this piece back together the way it goes. Goes in like this, and then we're done. So we'll have all this done in just a minute, and I'm going to change batteries in the camera and see if the new batteries I bought are any good. I have 2 small weep holes in this frame. I don't know if you can see them. They're a little bit less than a 1/16 of an inch. They're a 32nd, just small enough to let the thing breathe and let moisture out, but too small to let a critter in. And there are lots of critters around here. So what I'm getting ready to do, clean up the screws, put them all back in here with the battery in place, and then close it all up. And I'm not going to film all that, because you're smart enough to know what I'm doing. But that's how I got this thing fixed, so that it doesn't, so it works properly now. With that said, Dysfunctional Vet out. I've just removed the battery from this compartment. We're going to check the voltage on that. Then we'll come back and we'll look at this circuitry. We're going to set it for 20 volts, the meter for 20 volts DC. Negative to negative, positive to positive. It says we have 3.31 volts. The battery is an IFRM. Let's correct that. The battery is an IFR 14500 Joliet 500 millifarad, 3.2 volts, produced in 2018, December 14th thereof. Oh, let's correct that. It's a 500 milliamp hour, 3.2 volt, and it is showing the full 3.3 volts. So it is within range. 3.3. So we're good. As we look at the back of this, this is your on-off button. This is so you can plug an auxiliary power in. Got a capacitor here. I'm thinking somewhere in here, looking at the way this section of the board is set up, this may be a power controller, I'm not sure. And over here is your transmitter. This area right in here, I believe, because of the large capacitors that it has, I believe that's what pulses that signal out every so often to check and see if the beam is being interrupted.